Tonight, before you close your eyes, you are standing at the edge of a new life. Most people believe tomorrow changes because of what they do after they wake up. But the deepest transformation begins long before the morning arrives. It begins in those quiet moments before sleep, when the world grows silent and your heart speaks louder than your fears. Those final thoughts you carry into the night are not empty wishes. They are quiet instructions to the deepest part of your being. They become the invisible blueprint from which tomorrow is built. Think about it. Every day has been shaped by something you accepted within yourself, long before an opportunity appeared, long before someone believed in you, long before money arrived or success found you. Something shifted inside. Life has always reflected what was planted in the hidden garden of the heart. This has been understood for generations. The outer world faithfully follows the inner world, even when the connection cannot yet be seen. Many people spend the last moments before sleep replaying disappointments, unpaid bills, rejection, loneliness, and fear. Then they wake up expecting a different future. But the mind is like fertile soil. It does not argue with the seed, it simply grows whatever is planted. If fear is planted, fear quietly grows. If confidence is planted, confidence begins to bloom. If abundance is planted, life starts arranging itself around that inner belief. The beautiful truth is that you are never too late. It does not matter how many years you have struggled. It does not matter how impossible your circumstances seem today. Every sunset offers another opportunity to choose a different inner story. Every night is an invitation to become someone new. Imagine a traveler carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Every mile feels exhausting. One evening he stops beside a peaceful river. He opens the backpack and realizes the stones were never treasures. They were only old fears, old memories, old opinions collected from people who never understood his dream. One by one, he throws them into the water. The backpack becomes lighter. The next morning, the road has not changed, but the traveler has. Suddenly, the journey feels possible. This is what happens when you release limiting beliefs before sleep. You are not changing the road first. You are changing the traveler. Your imagination is more powerful than most people realize. It is not merely a place where fantasies appear. It is the workshop where tomorrow quietly takes shape. Every invention existed there before it appeared in the world. Every successful person carried an unseen identity before anyone recognized it. Everything visible was once invisible. Perhaps you have told yourself that wealth belongs to other people. Maybe you secretly believe success is difficult, or that you missed your opportunity. Those thoughts feel real because you have repeated them for years. But repetition does not create truth, it only creates familiarity. Tonight, you have permission to become familiar with something greater. See yourself as someone who naturally attracts opportunities. Feel what it is like to trust life completely. Imagine speaking with confidence because you know your value. Imagine opening your bank account and smiling with peace instead of anxiety. Imagine your family looking at you with pride, not because you finally proved something, but because your quiet confidence has become impossible to ignore. The world often tells you to wait until success arrives before believing in yourself, but life has always worked in the opposite direction. Believe first, feel it first, become it first. The evidence follows. There is an ancient understanding that whatever is accepted deeply within eventually becomes visible without. This is not because the world suddenly changes overnight, but because your identity quietly begins attracting experiences that match your inner conviction. Doors appear that you never noticed before. Conversations become different. Ideas arrive effortlessly. Confidence replaces hesitation, and people naturally respond to the energy you now carry. Now allow yourself to relax completely. Take a slow, comfortable breath. Feel your body becoming wonderfully heavy against the bed. Every muscle softens. Every worry gently melts away. The room grows peaceful. The silence feels warm and welcoming. You are safe. You are protected. You are exactly where you need to be. Imagine walking along a beautiful path illuminated by soft golden lights. The air feels fresh and calm. A gentle breeze brushes against your face. Every step feels lighter than the one before. In the distance, you notice an elegant gate standing open. Beyond it is a magnificent estate unlike anything you have ever seen. As you walk closer, you realize something surprising. This place belongs to you. The gates open effortlessly. A peaceful smile appears on your face because everything here feels strangely familiar. The gardens are perfectly cared for. Beautiful fountains sparkle in the sunlight. Trees sway gently in the breeze. The fragrance of fresh flowers fills the air. You walk toward an extraordinary home filled with warmth, beauty, and quiet luxury. Every detail reflects excellence without effort. Large windows welcome natural light. Fine artwork decorates the walls. Every room carries a feeling of peace rather than pressure. Wealth here feels natural, calm, and secure. You hear gentle laughter. People you love are happy. No one is worried. No one is stressed. There is more than enough. You walk into your office. Elegant furniture surrounds you. Your calendar is filled with exciting opportunities. Successful partnerships come easily. Every decision feels clear. Every conversation flows naturally. You are respected because your confidence comes from within rather than from needing approval. You glance at your phone. Messages arrive filled with gratitude, invitations, and exciting opportunities. Payments have been received. Investments continue growing. New ideas appear effortlessly. You no longer chase success because success enjoys finding someone who already expects it. Now you notice someone standing near the window. They turn around. It is you, not a different person, not a stranger. It is the fullest expression of who you have always been. This version of you stands tall with quiet confidence. Their eyes shine with certainty. Their smile carries peace. They are not rushing. They are not proving anything. They simply know. You walk closer. There is no distance between you. This successful version of yourself gently places a hand on your shoulder. Without speaking, you understand everything. You realize wealth was never only about money. It was always about identity. It was always about becoming someone who naturally receives, creates, shares, and expands abundance. Your future self smiles warmly and silently reminds you that nothing outside has power over who you choose to become within. You begin walking together through this beautiful life. You drive the elegant car that feels effortless to own. You travel freely wherever your heart desires. Beautiful hotels welcome you. First class experiences feel normal. You generously bless your family. You support meaningful causes. You wake every morning excited because your work expresses your gifts. Most importantly, you feel peaceful. You no longer fear tomorrow. You trust yourself completely. As you continue walking, something extraordinary happens. The space between you and your future self begins disappearing. Your breathing becomes synchronized. Your heartbeat becomes one. Your thoughts become one. Their confidence becomes your confidence. Their peace becomes your peace. Their abundance becomes your abundance. There is no longer an old version and a future version. There is only you complete, whole, prosperous, free. Stay in this feeling. Notice how natural it is. Notice how familiar it already feels. This is not pretending. This is remembering. This has always been waiting within you. Now allow this feeling to settle deeply into every part of your being. Let it become the final emotional signature you carry into sleep. There is no need to force anything. Seeds never struggle to become trees. They simply remain faithful to their own nature. In the same way, the identity you have embraced tonight is already growing beneath the surface, even if your eyes cannot yet see the first signs. Tomorrow you may wake to the same room, the same city, and many of the same responsibilities. Yet something essential will be different. You will walk differently because your inner posture has changed. You will speak differently because your confidence no longer depends on circumstances. You will recognize opportunities that once passed unnoticed because your attention has shifted from lack to possibility. Remember that abundance is not reserved for a chosen few. It responds to those who quietly accept it as their natural inheritance. Peace belongs to you. Success belongs to you. Creativity belongs to you. Financial freedom belongs to you. Love belongs to you. Every beautiful possibility begins the moment you stop asking whether you deserve it and simply receive it with gratitude. So tonight, let your final conversation be with the highest version of yourself. Let your last feeling be gratitude for blessings already alive within the unseen. Fall asleep as the person you have decided to become rather than the person you have been. Trust that the invisible is already arranging the visible. While you rest, life continues moving in your favor. While you sleep, unseen doors begin opening. While you dream, the future quietly prepares to welcome the person you have already become. And when morning arrives, rise gently, knowing that the secret before sleep has already begun changing everything. As you begin living from this quiet certainty, you will notice something remarkable. The things that once demanded your constant attention begin losing their power over you. Small disappointments no longer define your day. Delays no longer convince you that your dream has disappeared. You stop measuring your future by today's circumstances because you finally understand that today's circumstances are simply echoes of yesterday's beliefs. What you are accepting now belongs to tomorrow. This is where real freedom begins. Freedom is not found when every problem disappears. Freedom is discovered when your inner peace is no longer held hostage by outer conditions. Imagine standing beside the ocean. The surface waves rise and fall without asking your permission. Some are gentle while others crash with incredible force. Yet far beneath those restless waves, the ocean remains calm, steady, and undisturbed. You were never created to live as the surface. You were created to live from the depth. When you remember this, you stop reacting to every temporary event as though it were permanent. An unexpected expense becomes just an event, not your identity. A rejection becomes redirection rather than failure. A closed door quietly points you toward another entrance you had not even noticed before. Think about a sculptor standing before a massive block of marble. To everyone else, it looks like nothing more than cold stone. Yet the sculptor smiles because he already sees the masterpiece hidden inside. Every strike of the chisel removes what never belonged. The sculpture is not being created from nothing, it is being revealed. Your life works the same way. You are not trying to manufacture confidence. You are uncovering the confidence that has always existed beneath years of doubt. You are not trying to create abundance from emptiness. You are removing the beliefs that convinced you abundance was absent. You are not becoming worthy. You are remembering that your worth was never lost. Many people spend years asking, how will this happen? Yet the better question is, who am I becoming while it is happening? The moment identity changes, the path begins arranging itself naturally. A seed never asks how it will become a tree. It simply remains faithful to its own design. It stretches toward the light without anxiety. It grows without comparing itself to the forest around it. Comparison has quietly stolen countless dreams. Someone always seems richer, faster, younger, more talented, or more successful. But comparison is like staring into another person's mirror and wondering why your own reflection looks unfamiliar. Your journey has never required someone else's timeline. Every soul unfolds according to its own season. The flower blooming in spring does not compete with the tree that blossoms in summer. Each fulfills its purpose perfectly simply by being true to its own nature. So if your progress feels slow, be gentle with yourself. Invisible growth often takes place before visible results appear. Roots always grow before branches. Foundations are laid before skyscrapers rise into the sky. Every meaningful transformation begins where human eyes cannot see. There may be evenings when old thoughts quietly return. They may whisper that nothing has changed. They may invite you back into familiar worries. Do not fight those thoughts. Do not become frightened by them. Simply recognize them as visitors rather than permanent residents. Imagine sitting beside a window while rain falls outside. You watch dark clouds drift across the sky, but you never mistake the clouds for the sky itself. In the same way, passing thoughts are not your identity. They are simply weather moving through your awareness. Let them pass without building a home for them. Each time, you gently return to your chosen vision. You strengthen a new way of living. Just as a musician becomes skilled through repetition, your imagination becomes powerful through loving consistency. Every peaceful assumption repeated with feeling becomes easier to believe. Every night you return to your desired identity, it begins feeling less like imagination and more like memory. Soon your conversations begin changing. Without realizing it, you speak with greater optimism. You notice yourself expecting good news instead of bad news. Opportunities seem to arrive through ordinary moments. A conversation introduces the right person. An idea appears while taking a quiet walk. A simple decision opens a door that completely changes your future. Some people call these coincidences, but life often rewards those who have quietly prepared themselves within, long before the opportunity appeared without. There is something beautiful about becoming the kind of person who no longer needs constant proof. A child does not question whether the sun will rise tomorrow. There is quiet confidence because trust has become natural. In the same way, your confidence grows beyond emotional excitement. It becomes calm expectation. This quiet expectation carries extraordinary power. It allows you to celebrate someone else's success without feeling threatened. It allows you to give generously because you no longer fear running out. It allows you to dream bigger because your dreams no longer feel separated from your identity. Picture a lighthouse standing on the shore during a storm. The wind howls, waves crash violently against the rocks, yet the lighthouse does not chase the ships. It simply continues shining. Because it remains faithful to its own light, ships naturally find their way. Become like that lighthouse. Do not chase every opportunity from fear. Do not force every door open. Do not exhaust yourself trying to convince the world of your value. Simply continue becoming the person whose inner light naturally attracts the experiences meant for them. You will be surprised how much effort disappears when your identity becomes aligned with your desire. The life you once chased begins quietly walking toward you. Money feels different because it no longer represents survival. It becomes a tool for expression and generosity. Success feels different because it is no longer about proving your worth. It becomes a natural extension of who you believe yourself to be. Relationships become richer because you stop asking others to complete what you have already discovered within yourself. Every evening then becomes sacred, not because of ritual alone, but because you understand what those quiet moments truly are. They are a meeting place between the life you have known and the life that is patiently waiting for your full agreement. And as you continue returning to that inner place night after night, something even deeper begins unfolding. Something that changes not only what you experience, but the very way you understand who you have always been. And now, there is nothing left for you to chase. There is only something beautiful for you to remember. The life you desire has never been asking you to become someone else. It has been patiently waiting for you to believe that you already carry its seed within you. Wealth is not a stranger searching for the perfect person. Peace is not reserved for a fortunate few. Success is not standing behind a locked door. They have always been responding to the quiet conversation taking place in the deepest part of your heart. So, as this day comes to an end, let every anxious thought gently fall away. You do not need to force tomorrow. You do not need to control every detail. You do not need to know every step. The tree does not stay awake all night worrying about its fruit. The dawn never struggles to arrive. The stars never question whether they belong in the sky. Everything in creation fulfills its purpose through quiet faithfulness. You are no different. Tonight, choose to become faithful to the story you tell yourself. Become careful with the words you whisper within. They are never small. They are the architects of your future. Every sentence spoken in the silence of your own mind is laying another stone on the path you will soon walk. Speak of possibility and your vision expands. Speak of gratitude and your heart opens to receive more. Speak of abundance and your life begins making room for it. Speak of love and fear quietly loses its voice. The world hears what your lips say. Life responds to what your heart believes. This is your sacred responsibility. No one can think your thoughts for you. No one can guard your inner conversation except you. No one can accept your greatness on your behalf. That choice has always belonged to you. And what a beautiful responsibility it is. Because if your thoughts helped create yesterday, then your thoughts can create a different tomorrow. Nothing has been wasted. Not your struggles, not your failures, not your waiting. Every experience has quietly prepared you for this moment of awakening. Even the seasons that felt empty were teaching you to search within instead of without. Even the disappointments were gently leading you away from false dependence and toward the power that has always lived inside you. Perhaps, for the first time in a long time, you no longer feel like someone waiting for life to begin. You feel like life has already begun. You no longer feel separated from abundance. You feel surrounded by it. You no longer feel as though success belongs to someone else. You recognize it as a natural expression of the person you have chosen to become. And maybe the greatest wealth you discover is not found in numbers, possessions, or recognition. It is found in the quiet certainty that nothing outside you has authority over the truth within you. That certainty cannot be purchased. It cannot be stolen. It cannot be shaken by temporary circumstances. It becomes the steady light that guides every decision you make from this moment forward. So tonight, as your eyes become heavy and your breathing grows slower, let gratitude become your final companion. Be grateful for the blessings you already see. Be grateful for the blessings still hidden beneath the surface. Be grateful for the opportunities already moving toward you. Be grateful for the person you are becoming with every loving thought you choose. Rest in the feeling that everything necessary is already unfolding. Rest in the confidence that unseen doors are opening. Rest in the assurance that your future is responding to the faith you carry tonight. And when morning comes, do not wake up searching for proof. Wake up as the proof. Walk as the person who already knows they are worthy. Speak as the person who already expects goodness. Work as the person whose gifts are valuable. Give as the person who knows there is always more. Love as the person who understands that what is shared from the heart always returns multiplied. From this day forward, let your inner world become your greatest masterpiece. Protect it with wisdom. Fill it with noble thoughts. Water it with gratitude. Strengthen it with unwavering belief. Return to it every night with love, until the invisible becomes so alive within you that the visible has no choice but to reflect it. One day you will look back and realize the greatest miracle was never that your circumstances changed. The greatest miracle was that you changed. The fearful voice became peaceful. The doubtful heart became certain. The restless soul became still. And in that stillness, you finally recognized what had been quietly calling to you all along. You were never powerless. You were never forgotten. You were never lacking. You were always carrying within you the quiet power to imagine, to believe, to become, and to create. So close your eyes with peace, open your heart with trust, and fall asleep as the highest vision of yourself. For the life you have lovingly accepted within is already finding its way to you. It always has. It always will.